Have you been dealing with a ton of Animal Crossing guilt? Have you been dreading going back to your island because you're mortified at the idea that you have not visited or seen your villagers in weeks, perhaps months? Have you been frustrated by the sheer amount of crap that you have all over your islands, all over your villagers, all over your walkways, all of the weeds that you haven't picked or seen or even thought about in months? Are you stressed out by all of the above that I mentioned? Well, if so, then I have some possible cures for you. Hi, I am jennrogue, and I recently also suffered from what I consider to be ACBO, which is Animal Crossing Burnout. I was kind of apprehensive of the idea that I haven't visited or seen my villagers in months. I felt like I didn't have that much to do on my island anymore. I was constantly thinking to myself, well, I could redo the whole thing, but that's actually kind of like a lot to do. It's a lot to either wipe everything that you've done the past few months or just like exhausted at the idea of moving everything around. Animal Crossing was used by many of us as a way to escape reality and kind of live life in a way that we absolutely could not do out in the real world because of the pandemic. And this game really, for me at least, was there during one of the most difficult periods of my entire life. So, like any other person who played Animal Crossing, I binged this game for at least 855 hours within just a few months of playing it. Of course, we all know that is not really the healthiest way for any of us to go ahead and play a game, especially one that we really enjoy and really hope to play for many more years. That is why I put this video together, and that is why I am very excited to share some of these things that helped me get back into Animal Crossing with you today. So let's dive right into them. One tip I have is to do a small redesign. This whole area previously had just this rainbow garden right here, which of course is not fully complete, but just don't look at that. Originally, I had all my flowers in this little rainbow garden here in front of my dinosaur, and I was like, you know what? That's really cool. I'm really excited for this. Then I noticed I had a ton of flowers and I wasn't really sure what to do with them. I didn't want to get rid of them because I worked really hard to get them. So instead, I figured, hey, why don't I add some of the flowers and make even a little bit of a bigger garden? And I didn't want to get rid of my orchard, which I knew a lot of people did in the very beginning of Animal Crossing. So I kind of mixed it up a bit. And now they're here. I don't know that I love this a whole lot, but at least I know that I did something with both my trees and my fruits. I do plan on moving Rodney's house over here, so possibly I can kind of edit this a little bit. I might elongate this to kind of like, once I move Rodney's house, to kind of, I don't know, maybe have some trees and stuff over there. I gotta reconfigure this whole thing. But that is one way you can absolutely go on and get a little bit of creative juices flowing. Mess around with trees and flowers, see what different patterns and options they can give you, and take them little areas at a time. Another thing that really helps with curing Animal Crossing burnout is redesigning a huge area. Now, I know that totally sounds super daunting, but that is exactly what I did over here. Over here, I didn't really like whatever I had going on. I thought it kind of looked like messy, and I wanted a bit of a spot that had nature. Plus, I always thought that the rock gardens were really cool. But this was a huge redesign I did. I previously had a little tiki area here, and I felt like and like a little bit of a campsite and stuff. And I just felt like I was not utilizing the space in the best way. I felt like I was bored with it. And so therefore it wasn't making me look forward to even walking in this area. So instead I added a whole bunch of trees, like a little path and stuff, of course, because you know how I feel about paths. I also added mini trees to kind of give a little bit more of a forest vibe, because there can sometimes be gaping holes within these trees. But if you do those trees, it'll fill in the little bits where you might see just sky or something in between. So like here, you see that? You almost couldn't even tell that that is a potted plant and not an actual plant. And then you go down this area and we have like a little bit of a waterfall situation going on over there. And it's all natural. Don't look at the beaches because I have to clean up the flowers, but it's all natural and really lovely. And this whole thing was a huge redesign. Like over here, all I had were tulips and it was kind of lame. And I'm just really happy with what I did. And then if you come down here, there's also like a little bit of a campsite, which I have to continue to work on because I'm not quite sure that I love the placement of this campsite yet. I might put it back there, but this at least has gotten the creative juices flowing. This gave me a little bit of inspiration to move stuff around and kind of work with a space that I like, or create a space that I like. It's a nice little natural area, and I think it looks really, really cool. That leads me into another tip, which is trees, waterfalls, flowers, nature. Use it to your advantage. If you have a space where you don't know what to add, if you're not sure what to put, go ahead. Just place a whole bunch of trees randomly, sporadically, just like put some flowers down, terraform, and make a little bit of an area that has no real rhyme or rhythm to it, and you will get yourself a pretty nifty looking natural area. That's what I did. I obsessively did that with some areas, like over here. I had no clue what to put next to a few villagers' houses, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna make this here. Let me go right here and I'll look up. I was like, I'm just gonna make this a waterfall area. It's a beautiful place for them to sit and look at, and that's exactly what I did over here. And so it's now really, really nice, kind of lovely. I'll probably, once I remove Rodney's house from over here, I'll probably expand this a little bit to give some more flower area and stuff, just because I feel like up here could be a little more natural. So we'll see what happens with that. But I really wanted to add a little more nature. Over here is another example of an area in which I wasn't sure what to add, so I just made it natural as heck. I put a whole bunch of trees around. I did a little bit of terraforming. This section over here is probably going to go, but this section on the left, I am really proud of. It actually gives me one of my favorite views in the game, which I will show you right now. And now that we have an area we can sit, I can go ahead, sit down, and absolutely enjoy this scenery. Like, look at that. I love it. I'm obsessed with the fact that this looks like it could actually be like a mountain range or something from an actual park. It's really, really cool and really, really nice. Another option for those of us feeling some Animal Crossing burnout is shake up your villagers. If you're getting bored with the same old villagers, keep whichever ones you have that are near and dear to your heart, but then shake up the rest. Recently, I got rid of Pinky. That's why this whole area is a weird pink and white and bamboo mess. It's because this is where her house used to be, and I didn't like her anymore, so I did villager hunting on my stream, which I stream on Twitch, by the way. I'm gonna shake up my villagers. I got kind of tired of having... There were a couple of villagers that weren't forever villagers. Here's Kid, just hanging out, and while they're cute, I didn't pick this one. They just happened to move here. Some are forever villagers, like Sydney over here, and Tangy, obviously. Rolled is a forever villager. Tasha's a forever villager. Agnes is a forever villager. Probably also Benedict. But that is another great tip. Shake up your villagers. Go villager hunting. That is something that is always a ton of fun, to see who you get, and you never know who you're going to come home with. Another idea to spruce up your island a bit is to add a scene from a movie you love or from a place you love, something you really, really love, and remake it in Animal Crossing. For example, right over here, I made myself a whole library. I love books. I am absolutely obsessed with books. And I realized that I couldn't have I couldn't have an island without having an entire book area. I just enjoyed building this and making a little library with some plants and other little aspects of it that I absolutely loved. So if you're feeling a little bit stumped, think of something you like that you want to recreate. Is there a place you miss or love? Go ahead, add it in, take a photo, recreate the whole dang thing. I promise you, once you have the final product, you will love it. Last but not, well, maybe least, your final option would be to just destroy your entire island and absolutely start fresh and recreate it and redo everything from scratch. That is a turn a lot of people have taken. I personally would not want to start over and recollect all of the DIYs and literally everything else that's involved with making an island that you really, really enjoy. So remember, once you do that, if you reset your island, you're not getting any of this back. You will not get your villagers back. You will not get your DIYs, all of them, all the same ones back. You will have to wait for those events to happen again. So just remember, if that's the route you choose, it involves a lot more work than any of these other suggestions do. So choose wisely. So as always, everyone, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. If you want to see more like this, if you want me to cover anything else, please let me know in the comments. I would be more than happy to do some more filming. And we have a lot of people in the Discord that are always wanting to hang out and play with other people. We have a lot of people who are trading stuff in Animal Crossing. You need flowers, you want flowers, you got to get someone to take your flowers. We got people. So please always feel free if you'd like to check out the Discord. I'm also on Twitter, Twitch, and yeah, here, you found my YouTube. So great job. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day, evening, whatever time zone it is for you. And I will see you either on Twitch, in Discord, or in the next video. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.